In this video, I'll show you how to set up a template. Templates can be useful if you've got repetitive things that you tend to do or start off with in iGEMS. For example, one area where this can be particularly useful is if you notice, if you go to a dimension style, if you're working in inch, by default iGEMS is always going to use 2 decimal places and angular is 1. So in inch mode, you might find it more useful to have the decimal places set to something like 3. Maybe you always want the text height in your dimensions to be half an inch. Whatever you might be, you can set those up in here and then save that as a template. So next time you come into iGEMS, start a new drawing, it'll automatically default to those numbers. So set this up as you like it. Click on OK. So now, for example, if I were to do a part here, I'll grab this one here. And just take those default dimensions here, and I dimension it here, and I've got I've got 3 decimal places there for diameter right now. That looks good. So just verifying that those are how I like it. So yeah, that all looks good. So I'll just delete that. So then to save that template, come up to the iGEMS menu, go down to Save As, and there's this choice here, Save As Template, and then I can give it a name. So I'll just give it my name, and OK. And then the next thing I have to do is back up to the iGEMS menu, go to New, and then go down to Templates here, and then it'll show a list here of different templates that you have. So if I want to use this as my default template, I highlight that and can click on the star, and then that will be my default template. So now, if I go ahead and do a new drawing, if we go to our dimension area, now we'll see that we've got our default dimension decimal places as 3, and our text height is 0.5, etc. So that's one area that that can be helpful. Another area that the templates can be helpful is if you always use a particular sheet size, and you always want to have a sheet of that size on your in your drawing. When you open it up, you can do that. So it doesn't matter what I'm doing here for the material, but we'll go ahead and go in and pick a 4x8 sheet here and set this up with whatever defaults that I want there. So then I can go ahead and save that as a template. So again, I can come up here, go Save As, down to Template, and this one here, call it 96 by 48. And then again, if I want to make that as my default, go back up to Templates and put the star next to that. So now that is my default template. And I'll just close all the way out of iGEMS. And then I'll restart iGEMS and drag that over my screen here. So now it's opened it up and it's got that in my drawing area. And then it will also save those dimensions that I set up earlier. So that's how you can use templates. If you have any questions, let us know. Thanks.